Good afternoon to all Aaltonians and friends gathered here today on the Aalto campus. And to everyone joining us online, welcome, tervetuloa, to Aalto Day One 2025, the festive launch of our new academic year. I am Kabir Bissessar, a second-year master's student in software engineering at the School of Science.
A very warm welcome from also me. My name is Patricia Sarkkinen. I'm a second-year master's student in Design and Visual Communications at the School of Arts, Design and Architecture. Välkomna att inleda det nya läsåret tillsammans med oss. Olemme kutsuneet tänä vuonna mukaan myös kaikki 50 ja 60 vuotta sitten opintonsa aloittaneet riemualumnit. Teitä on täällä jopa 200. Lämpimästi tervetuloa.
This year, more than 2,000 new students have joined our community. Congratulations, and a warm welcome to each and every one of you.
Kabir, do you remember how it first felt to start at Aalto University?
Oh, it was very exciting. There was so much to discover, not just about academic life, but also about the community around it. Getting involved in student activities really helped me feel connected. That's how friendship started, and a real sense of belonging began to grow.
Yes, I feel the same. There's something special about the atmosphere here. The mix of inspiring spaces and the energy of people coming together from different backgrounds. It creates a place where you feel supported and seen.
Exactly, and I think that's what makes Aalto stand out. It's not just a place to study, it's a community. So, to all of you starting this journey, welcome. Explore, ask questions, and take part. This community is here for you, and now you're a part of it too.
And now, let's continue with today's program. Tämän päivän puheenvuoroissa kuulemme alkavan lukuvuoden näkymistä. To begin, we'll hear from the president of the university. After that, we'll have the pleasure of hearing from Mari-Leena Talvitie, the Minister of Science and Culture. Next, we will have greetings from the chair of our student union, AYY, as well as the talk by the newly appointed Aalto Distinguished Professor.
That's right. And after the speeches, we'll enjoy a musical performance, and then our provost, Kristiina Mäkelä, will present this year's Aalto Awards. First, let's welcome on stage Ilkka Niemelä, the president of Aalto University.
I was excited, maybe a bit terrified, and for good reason. I had just left my hometown of Sakura for good after wrapping up my military service, and I didn't know anyone where I was going. But on that day, in September 1981, when I stepped on campus to start my studies right here in Otaniemi, I knew my life was about to change. Society in the 1980s was transforming. A new technology called the personal computer was upending how we did things or what we thought was possible. Like so many of the people I came to know, I wanted to make the most of what was in front of me. I wanted to be part of the change happening in the world. I see the same desire, the same excitement in the faces of the new students now starting their studies. Today, as we open our 16th academic year, I have the pleasure of welcoming you, the new cohort of students, to our community as Aaltonians. there are countless new experiences ahead, from meeting new people, to attending lectures from top experts, to experimenting in the many labs and workshops we have on campus. Life is full of possibilities. It's a feeling I'm sure many of the people in this room relate to, including the 200 alumni who started their studies with us 50 or 60 years ago, as well as the wide range of guests and personnel here with us today. Tervetuloa kaikki. Välkomna alla. Welcome everyone. As a new student, you have a ton of choices and possibilities in front of you. You're probably wondering, how can you find the right path for you? I believe that learning how to learn is the strongest foundation for life we can build. Education really pays off. I know that when you scroll your feeds, it might not feel like it. We've seen a lot of news lately on how hard it is for graduates to find their first job. But the long-term data is clear. A university degree is actually the best way to bolster your employability. And that remains true across good times and bad. When we look at the big picture, we see that higher education more than halves the likelihood of unemployment. With a university degree, you develop skills and knowledge that will serve you for life. While the outcome is important, of course, at Aalto we believe that education is more than a degree. When I arrived on campus 44 years ago, I had no idea that I'd make lifelong friends or that I'd end up where I am today. If there's anything I have learned over the decades, it is that curiosity and willingness to jump in can take you far. As one of our alumni, Supercell co-founder Ilkka has said, in some ways it's good to be young and not really know what's impossible. It's actually then that everything becomes possible. Nu för tiden sker saker fort. Den teknologiska utvecklingen har till exempel aldrig gått så snabbt framåt. Våra nya studenter har chansen att vara en del av förändringen. Du, med nya halare, nya vänner och kanske ett nytt hem, kan bestämma. Vilken sorts värld vill jag bygga? Hur vill jag bidra? Universitet och beslutsfattare behöver i sin tur lyssna noga. Universities and decision makers must ensure education keeps up with the times. That's why at Aalto we are currently considering the creation of a new multidisciplinary bachelor's program. The students in this program would study technology, art and business, deciding only midway which field they'll graduate from. In this way, we would ease the pressure on youth to choose the right field from the beginning, and at the same time, we would educate broadly thinking Aaltonians for the needs of society. Juuri nyt suomalainen yhteiskunta tarpoo eteenpäin todella hankalassa tilanteessa. Työn tuottavuus ei ole parantunut toivotulla tavalla, eikä talous kasvanut yli 10 vuoteen. Mutta tilanne ei ole kuitenkaan näin synkkä kautta linjan. Emeritusprofessorimme Matti Pohjola on analysoinut Suomen kasvuhaasteita eri toimialoilla. Hänen raportistaan käy ilmi, että Suomessa itse asiassa tapahtuu voimakasta kasvua tietyillä aloilla, kuten syväteknologian ja informaatioteknologian yrityksissä. Aaltolaisilla on tässä vahvasti sormensa pelissä, ja moni näistä kasvavista firmoista on lähtöisin juuri täältä Otaniemestä. Ja vauhti vain kiihtyy. Aallon alumnien perustamien yritysten yhteenlaskettu arvo on jo yli 30 miljardia euroa, ja ne ovat luoneet yli 15 000 uutta työpaikkaa. Suomi tarvitsee samanlaista uusiutumista ja kasvuhalukkuutta kaikille toimialoille. Helsingin Sanomat uutisoi hiljattain konsulttiyhtiö McKinseyn raportissa, jossa ruodittiin suomalaisten suuryritysten matalia kasvutavoitteita ja varovaisuutta investoida tutkimukseen ja kehitykseen. Riskinottoa kartetaan. Jos yhä useammat alat uudistuisivat rohkeammin, talouden kuva kirkastuisi lisää. Kaikki me, jotka kuulumme Aalto-yhteisöön, voimme omalta osaltamme edistää tätä kaivottua muutosta. Tässä kiperässä tilanteessa, jossa meidän on syytä auttaa kasvavia aloja uudistamaan Suomea, seuraan hyvin tarkkaan maan hallituksen ensi vuoden budjettineuvotteluja. Ne jatkuvat yhä. Tiedeministeri Mari-Leena Talvitie, joka puhuu meille kohta, saattaa kertoa neuvottelujen viimeisimmät kuulumiset. Hallitusohjelmassa on sovittu tärkeästä tavoitteesta korkeakouluttaa puolet nuorista ikäluokista. Onhan Suomi jäänyt merkittävästi jälkeen OECD-maiden keskimääräisestä nuorten koulutustasosta. Korkeakoulut pyrkivät vastaamaan tähän tavoitteeseen lisäämällä koulutuskapasiteettiaan. Se tarkoittaa opetushenkilökuntaa, tiloja ja välineitä kouluttaa kaikki opiskelijat laadukkaasti aina valmistumiseen asti. Tätä varten tarvitsemme ennakoitavan rahoitusnäkymän. Hallitus kuitenkin sopi jo keväällä tulevien vuosien leikkauksista yliopistojen perusrahoitukseen, jolla koulutus toteutetaan. Jo nämä leikkaukset vievät Suomea kauemmas hallituksen tavoitteesta nostaa koulutustasoa. Vetoan maan johtoon. Tulevaisuus rakentuu tutkimuksesta ja koulutuksesta, ei leikata niistä. I want to stand up for the work we do here, because I see the tremendous value that research and education bring to the world. Dear Aalto audience, I want to thank you all for the meaningful work that you do each and every day on this campus. To our new students, I want to say that there's so much potential ahead as you also become part of Aalto's story. When I started my studies, I knew I wanted to be part of the change happening. Along the way, I came across so many fascinating trails that I could have explored. One, however, caught my eye, and I chose to dive into the unknown. 4 decades later, that niche topic of the 1980s can be seen in our everyday lives. Artificial intelligence is indeed transforming our world. You may choose to take on a different challenge. This is, after all, the time to find your own path. If there's one thing I'm sure of, is that learning to learn will help you navigate whatever path you find yourself on. As you continue forward, let yourself be curious and don't be afraid to jump in. It is in that moment when the impossible becomes just a little more possible. Thank you.
Thanks, Ilkka, for the encouraging words. As you said, this is the time to find your own path and learn how to keep learning. I also believe that curiosity and willingness to jump in can take us far. Seuraavaksi valtiovallan tervehdyksen tuo meille tiede- ja kulttuuriministeri Mari-Leena Talvitie. Ministeri Talvitie, olkaa hyvä.
Arvoisat Aalto-yliopiston johto ja koko Aallon yhteisö, yhteistyökumppanit. Ärade medlemmar och samarbetspartner i samfundet vid Aalto University, dear members and partners of the Aalto community. On suuri ilo ja kunnia olla avaamassa Aalto-yliopiston uutta lukuvuotta juurikin tässä ainutlaatuisessa maamme yliopistossa. Lukuvuoden alku merkitsee aina uutta mahdollisuutta, kuten kuulimme tuossa rehtorin puheessa vuosien takaakin ajatuksia. Se on uusi alku niin uusille ja kokeneemmille opiskelijoille, teille, jotka suuntaatte kohti omia unelmianne ja tavoitteitanne, ja myös meille kaikille, jotka työskentelemme yhteisen tulevaisuutemme eteen. Aalto-yliopisto edustaa modernia, monitieteistä ja rohkeasti uudistuvaa korkeakoulutusta. Se on paikka, jossa taide kohtaa teknologian, tiede yhdistyy yrittäjyyteen ja uteliaisuus synnyttää innovaatioita. Tämä ei olisi mahdollista ilman teitä, tutkijoita, opettajia, asiantuntijoita, johtoa, koko henkilöstöä. Te, jotka omistautuneesti luotte edellytyksiä oppimiselle, oivallukselle ja merkitykselliselle tutkimukselle. Aalto-yliopiston strategian mukaan yliopisto rakentaa kestävää tulevaisuutta. Tämä on hyvin rakas ja läheinen teema meille kaikille, mutta erityisesti se puhuttaa kaltaisteni ympäristötekniikan diplomi-insinööriä. Kun Aalto-yliopisto perustettiin, annettiin sille kansallinen erityistehtävä vahvistaa Suomen innovaatiokykyä ja kilpailukykyä ensiluokkaisen tutkimuksen, taiteen ja koulutuksen avulla. Aalto Universitetet ansvarar i stor utsträckning för den högsta utbildningen och forskningen inom teknik, ekonomi och konstindustri i Finland. Men universitetets uppdrag handlar också allt mer om främja välmående både för människor och för miljön. Det här märks tydligt i forskningen där fokus ligger på bland annat hållbar utveckling, den byggda miljön, kreativ ekonomi, digitalisering och artificial intelligence. Opetus- ja kulttuuriministeriö tukee Aalto-yliopiston strategian mukaisia tavoitteita niin vihreän siirtymän, tekoälyn ja terveyden tutkimuksessa. Ministeriö tukee myös Aallon koordinoimaa yliopistojen valtakunnallista hanketta tekoälyyn liittyvän kansainvälisen tutkimuslaboratorion ja osaamisverkoston yksikön, niin kutsutun ELLIS-instituutin perustamista Suomeen. ELLIS-instituutti on Suomeen perustettavia tutkimusryhmiä kokoava rakenne, jonka tuki on merkittävä panos maamme tekoälytutkimukseen. Tutkijoiden käytössä tulevat olemaan eurooppalaisen superlaskentaverkoston LUMI, supertietokoneen resurssit. Vuoteen 2027 mennessä verkoston käyttöön valmistuu uusi tekoälylaskentaan optimoitu supertietokone. Se on Orpon hallituksen suurin yksittäinen TKI-panostus. 250 miljoonaa euroa kansallista rahoitusta ja 306 miljoonaa euroa EU-rahaa. Aalto University has a leading edge in modern, forward-looking higher education. The university is a unique community where art, science and technology come together and where inquisitive minds and an entrepreneurial spirit spark innovation. The objectives of Aalto University strategy include research work into the green transition, artificial intelligence and healthcare. The Ministry of Education and Culture supports these objectives. The ministry also supports the national projects that is coordinated by Aalto University to establish the research unit for artificial intelligence in Finland, the ELLIS Institute. This will enable the researchers to have access to the researchers of the LUMI supercomputer of the Pan-European network of supercomputers. The LUMI supercomputer is the Orpo government's largest single R&D investment, 250 million euros in national funding and over 300 million in EU funds. Hyvät kuulijat, tarvitsemme yhä enemmän ajattelevia ja uteliaita, luovia ja syvällisesti koulutettuja ihmisiä Suomi menestyy, kun meillä on huippuosaajia ja tutkijoita. Hallitus on vastannut tarpeeseen laajamittaisella tohtorikoulutuspilotilla, johon opetus- ja kulttuuriministeriö osoittaa rahoitusta yhteensä yli 250 miljoonaa euroa 4 vuoden aikana. In the pilot project for doctoral programs, 1,000 new doctoral researchers will be recruited to universities to complete a doctorate. Aalto's share of this is around 180 new researchers focusing on quantum, bioeconomy and artificial intelligence. Tohtorikoulutuspilotti on osa osaamistason nostamiseen tähtäävää politiikkaa. Korkeakoulutuksen ja tutkimuksen käynnissä olevassa visiotyössä tulemme jatkamaan tätä pitkän linjan politiikkaa, jolla pystymme turvaamaan suomalaisen korkean osaamisen ja parantamaan maamme asemaa muiden kansakuntien joukossa. Tänä syksynä pohdimme yhdessä korkeakoulukentän, opiskelijoiden ja sidosryhmien kanssa, mitkä tavoitteet asetamme korkeakoulutukselle ja tutkimukselle vuoteen 2040. Se voi kuulostaa tosi kaukaiselta ajalta, 2040. Mutta jos muistelette jotain sellaista, mitä on tapahtunut 2010, kuten itse muistelin viikonloppuna, kun esikoiseni 15-vuotisjuhlia vietettiin. Muistan sen päivän kuin eilisen, joka oli 2010, ja yhtä lyhyt matka on sinne vuoteen 2040. Korkeakoulupolitiikka, kuten koulutuspolitiikka muutenkin, on todella pitkän linjan politiikkaa, ja sen takia on todella tärkeää, että nyt tulevan vuoden aikana mietimme Suomen korkeakoulupolitiikkaa ja tutkimusta ja asetamme tavoitteita vuoteen 2040. On tärkeää, että meillä on yhteiset päämäärät, joita kohti kaikki haluavat toimia, edetä. Edellisessä visiotyössä pystyttiin kiteyttämään 2 selkeää tavoitetta. Vähintään joka toiselle nuorista korkeakoulututkinto ja T&K-toiminnan menojen nosto 4% bruttokansantuotteesta. Pienenä kansakuntana meille on tärkeää, että avaamme oven korkeakouluopintoihin mahdollisimman monelle. Tavoitteena on tosiaan, että vähintään joka toinen nuori pääsee korkeakoulutukseen. Joka vuosi 1000 korkeakouluun pyrkivät nuoret ovat jääneet ilman korkeakoulupaikkaa. Mahdollisuuksia päästä koulutukseen tulee laajentaa, ja olemme hallituksen päätöksellä käynnistäneet muun muassa valmistelun opintosetelistä avoimeen korkeakoulutukseen. Opintosetelillä ne nuoret, jotka eivät ole saaneet yhteishaussa opiskelupaikkaa, voisivat opiskella avoimessa yliopistossa tai avoimessa ammattikorkeakoulussa noin 30 opintopisteen verran maksutta, ja näin parantaa mahdollisuutta päästä korkeakoulutukseen. Hyvät kuulijat, muuttuvassa ja turbulenttisessa maailmantilanteessa yliopistojen rooli on entistäkin tärkeämpi ja monipuolisempi. Yliopistot ja korkeakoulut ovat koulutuksen ja tutkimuksen kivijalka, mutta ne ovat enenevässä määrin myös aktiivisia yhteiskunnallisia toimijoita. Globala utmaningar såsom klimatförändringar, geopolitiska kriser, artificial intelligence och automatisering ställer oss inför stora frågor. Och det är just den forskning och nya kunskap som växer fram vid våra universitet som hjälper oss att hitta svar. Epävakoina aikoina yliopistot edustavat vapaata, vakaata, tutkittua tietoa sekä edistävät tieteellistä lukutaitoa ja kriittistä ajattelua. Luovuus, ongelmanratkaisukyky, laadukas opetus ja korkealaatuinen tutkimus voivat kukoistaa vain oloissa, jossa vallitsevat tieteen vapaus ja demokratia. Lähes puolet maailman väestöstä kuitenkin elää maissa, jossa tieteen vapautta ei ole. Sen vuoksi tieteen vapauden puolustamisen tulee olla meidän kaikkien agendalla. Suomen Akatemia onkin varannut kansainvälisestikin vertailtuna huomattavan 50 miljoonan euron summan Suomen ulkopuolelta tehtäviin tutkijarekrytointeihin. yliopistoilla on mahdollisuus saada rahoitusta tutkijan tai tutkimusryhmän houkutteluun Suomeen maista, jossa tieteen vapautta haastetaan. Hyvät kuulijat, dear friends, Aalto University is Finland's most international and one of the most international universities in Europe. For this reason, the university is the right actor to promote the integration of international talents into Finnish society. This is one of the key issues for the future of our society. By its own example, Aalto can influence the representatives of Finnish society where there is still work to be done. Loppuun afrikkalaisen sananlaskun ajatus. If you want to go too fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Only will go third, go and some. If you will go long, go tillsammans. Jos haluat edetä nopeasti, kulje yksin. Jos haluat edetä pitkälle, tee se yhdessä. Toivotan teille mitä parhainta alkavaa lukuvuotta, intoa ja iloa, osaamista ja yhteisöllisyyttä rakentaa kestävää tulevaisuutta. Jag önskar er alla en riktigt fint start på den nya läsåret. I wish you a most successful academic year.
Kiitos, Ministeri Talvitie. Next up, we'll hear from Sakari Ropponen, Chair of the Aalto University Student Union, who will share his thoughts on the upcoming academic year. After Sakari's speech, President Ilkka Niemelä will introduce the newly appointed Aalto Distinguished Professor, who will then give the Aalto talk. Men first, Sakari. Varsågod.
Thank you, Kabir. Dear honored guests, present members of the student body, Aalto faculty, I'm happy to, first of all, congratulate Aalto on yet another new year, and as the presiding chair of our dear student union, would like to start off with a wonderful new academic year as part of the community that forms Aalto University. For that reason, I would also like to take this moment to speak about our community here. I would like to also, in that vein, ask you all a question. Who is considered a member of Aalto University? Not student, service person, nor professor. Who is a member of the university? Depending on who you ask, one might suggest this to be our professors and researchers, graduates of the university, and active contributors to furthering knowledge in Otaniemi. It would then also be natural to include other senior academics in leadership roles or employed students in course assistant roles. That is a fairly good representation of the university to the outside world. The people responsible for released articles, scientific papers, new methodology and creations, and teaching to those attending. But what about supporting staff? Those not actively participating in teaching, research, or the organization thereof. Do they count? Many of you may have also noticed that I didn't yet mention students. Are they true members of the university or simply temporary attendees? If not, do they become members after their graduation or do they become alumni? I think most present here would agree that all the aforementioned groups are a part of the entirety of what a university is. But I would also say they are what constitutes the university. They are what constitute the university community and as such are members of the university. Some of you may be thinking that my choice of words now is a little bit arbitrary and it's pointless to discuss such semantics, but I think there is an important distinction here. People get to know those that they spend time working, studying, or having fun with. It is natural for students to spend time with and primarily get to know each other, and for professors to be acquainted with their research groups, peers, and faculty. The same is true for anyone, anywhere in the university. The overlap between these peer groups is what makes for a community. It has been proposed that the number of members that any cohesive group can be comprised of is at most 250 people. Both the intake of students and growth of numbers in faculty have served to grow the distance between groups in this community. It is my thought that students serve as the glue between layers of the university, helping create the community between the more disconnected groups and bringing everyone together around the joint task of educating yet another generation. This is to say, students play an integral role in bringing cohesion to any given school here at Aalto and in all their interaction with faculty, teaching and research or otherwise. They are the ones that have the task of year after year integrating and forming a group here at Aalto. With an incredulous number of fellow freshmen to get to know, vast subject associations beyond, it is no wonder that for many, finding a place to belong can be difficult. On top of that, the many associations that house these students have long ago met a saturation point. As such, these frameworks have, in essence, lost some space for meaningful participation from a number of their members, and often nearly all associated researchers and professors. It is one thing to make this observation, but does it really matter? Of course, we don't need to return to the past, but we should think of what is possible in learning from it. It would still be valuable to have places where students interact with research groups, PhD students and professors in their free time. Places where students, through discussion, can find further interests in their studies, consider signing up as course assistants, or even join research groups. I personally am at the end of my studies now, and have only studied under the School of Electrical Engineering, but with my limited view, I can at least say one thing for sure. While we have an abundance of shared study spaces where anyone can join in, but unfortunately the group dynamics may be remaining a bit vague, I believe that there is plenty of spaces that could be expanded upon where you can find peers or seniors in association to your own studies, and these are few and far between currently, or they're saturated. A university community includes the university's teaching and research faculty, other faculty, and students. As this is etched in Finnish literature, I was considering writing an entire speech merely on this line, but after all what I've said so far, I can perhaps end with a thought. I'd like to encourage all our faculty to invite students to your offices, to your break rooms, make them feel welcome to build a community with you in addition to their peers. Thank you.
Yes, now it's the time for one of the major highlights of Aalto Day One. The appointment of Aalto Distinguished Professor and the Aalto Talk. May I invite Professor Otto Toivonen on stage. Today, I have appointed Professor Otto Toivonen from the Department of Economics at the School of Business to the position of Aalto Distinguished Professor in recognition of his outstanding scientific contributions and societal impact. Professor Toivonen has had an extensive academic career with a strong focus on empirical research, doctoral education, and research infrastructure. His research covers industrial organization, innovation policy, and health economics, combining methodological rigor with policy relevance. Professor Toivonen has been active in international research networks, has published extensively with globally recognized scholars, and has held editorial positions in top-tier journals. He has worked at and visited leading institutions including KU Leuven, MIT, and the University of California, Berkeley. From 2018 to 2025, Professor Toivonen served as the academic director of the Helsinki Graduate School of Economics, Helsinki GSE, a joint initiative of 3 Finnish universities. He has been central in building Helsinki GSE into a nationally significant institution for economic research and education, overseeing faculty recruitment, launching research groups, and leading curricula development, especially at the doctoral level. So, dear Otto, it gives me great pleasure to congratulate you on your appointment as Aalto Distinguished Professor. Congratulations.
Thank you. This is a real honor to be here today. Now, the fact that I'm standing here today in front of you means that somebody must think that I've done something right in my career. A different personal view on me standing here is that this really epitomizes my complete failure in career planning. Let me explain. After graduating from high school, I was a nosy, restless young fellow with many interests, but no particular interests, and I had really no idea which way to go with my life or studies. And so I decided to go and work in a licorice factory to figure out my perfect plan. Towards the end of that period, I got a job offer to continue cooking licorice. I had eaten all the licorice I would ever eat. I haven't touched the stuff in 4 decades, but I had no plan. Luckily, the Finnish government came to my rescue and drafted me to do my military service. So I got another year to devise my perfect plan. Towards the end of the military service, I still had no plan, let alone a perfect one. And it started dawning on me that perfect plans might not exist, or at least that I'm incapable of coming up with one. And so in slight panic mode, I had to decide which way to go, where to apply to study. I had next to no knowledge, very little information, and understanding of what it means to go this way or that in terms of your study choices, where they would lead. And so with that minuscule understanding, I decided to apply to a business school because I thought that the business school education doesn't train you for anything in particular, and so I can just kick the can down the road another 4 years. I realized, however, that I need a plan. And so I decided to myself that if I'm accepted, I will graduate with a master's degree and get a real job and do something meaningful with my life. And so I started preparing for the entry exams, which were back then compulsory. And now, with apologies to my business school colleagues, whose disciplines I've come to appreciate later on, I fell asleep reading all other books but economics. And so it was pretty clear that I would major in economics if only I was admitted in. It wasn't necessarily a match made in heaven, but over the decades, I've grown comfortable inside my economist skin. And so now I had this plan of getting a real job after a master's degree. The time eventually arrived, and I realized that I'm completely unprepared for a real job. And so the easiest thing to do was to break my promise and continue to a PhD. And now I understood that I am really very bad at planning and even worse at executing them, and so I thought I need firmer discipline, and so I swore to myself that after I get my PhD, I will get that real job, and I will not start a research career. Well, we all know how well that one went. So the time arrived when I got my PhD, and again, I didn't really know which way I would go. And what turned out to be pivotal was a job offer. I was offered a postdoc to do research on something called economics of technology, what I would now call economics of innovation, something that has stayed with me ever since. To highlight how important such chance occurrences or shocks or opportunities have been in directing my career, let me share another anecdote with you. A few years later, I attended a seminar here in Finland, the purpose of which was to report on the results on a study on Finnish innovation policy. The authors of that study had sent a questionnaire to all the firms who in the few years before had received R&D, research and development subsidies from the government. That is government money, taxpayers' money, our money, to invest in research and development, to come up with new products and processes to increase their profits in the future. Now, the main result of that research, according to the authors, was that 85% of the firms who got free money from the government to do essentially whatever they want declared the policy a grand success. Now, I was left thinking, what on earth were the 15 remaining % of firms who got free money from the government thinking? And more seriously, that this cannot be the knowledge basis for innovation policy. Somebody's got to do something. And so my co-authors and I embarked on a research project that continues until today, where we try to understand what works in innovation policy, what doesn't, why, how, and for whom. While being engaged with that research, we came to realize that the key ingredient in research and development, in coming up with those new products and processes, is not money, but it's humans and their ideas. And so it was quite natural to go and start studying the relationship between education and innovation. And so the one thing we found is that unless you give the right education to everybody, other government innovation policy tools are completely useless. Now, standing back from my own research, looking at the world as it presents itself to us today, it is unfortunately true that we live in tumultuous times. International institutions are being dismantled. Climate change is upon us. Locally, but a worry that we share with many other nations is our aging population. Can we afford to give our dear ones the welfare services we think they deserve? Are we able to finance those? As anxious as I am about these challenges, I feel privileged. Because as a researcher, I get paid to think about the problems I think are important. Because as an economist, I have the toolkit to address societal questions. And so with some luck, I can push the knowledge frontier of what works and what doesn't. And with some further luck, I can instill some of that wisdom and the wisdom created by all other researchers into the heads of policymakers. And so I guess, in the end, I ended up with a real job. Now, looking back at that young, restless person who so desperately rebelled against any plans, I now understand no grand plan is needed. There is no one right way of leading a meaningful life. It's good to have a plan, but don't stick to it. What one just needs to do is to see events as opportunities, take the meaningful and interesting ones and work on them, and see what comes next. That way, one may end up leading a meaningful, interesting, and eventful life, even if you end up doing exactly what you were not supposed to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Heikki, Hugh, and Markus from the Sound and New Media Master's Program for performing today. The name of this musical piece was Orbit. And a warm thank you to Aalto Distinguished Professor Otto Toivonen for your inspiring Aalto talk. Now, let's take a moment to look back at some of our community's highlights from the last academic year. The Aalto Awards are granted annually to community members for their outstanding work for the success of the university. Dear students, faculty, and staff, this year, you submitted a total of 220 proposals. From these, the President's management team has selected the winners.
Wow, Kabir, what an impressive number of proposals. There's a lot of impactful work taking place across our community. In a moment, we will invite some of the awardees on stage to represent their teams and all who contributed. Let's give a warm welcome to our provost, Kristiina Mäkelä, who will now present the Aalto Awards. Kristiina, ole hyvä.
Dear Aaltonians, this year we honor those actions that have brought us together in truly exceptional ways. Individuals and groups of people who have shown that together we can achieve far more than any of us could do alone. Aalto University is a unique fusion of science, art, technology, and business. Our work is grounded in the core values of responsibility, courage, and collaboration. Over the past 15 years of our existence, Our shared journey has nurtured a community that approaches other disciplines with openness and curiosity. The spirit lies at the heart of our strong sense of belonging and community. The recipients of this year's award have demonstrated an extraordinary ability to unite people, fields, and disciplines. Through deep respect for one another's expertise and a genuine commitment to collaboration, they embody the very essence of the Aalto spirit. The first award is Aalto Success Enabler Award, Menestyksen mahdollistaja. It is an initiative or action that has made a significant difference in support for Aalto's academic and educational successes. And this year, the Success Enabler Award will be shared between two initiatives, Aalto Science IT and Aalto AI Assistant. Could I ask Mikko Hakala and Christian Hentula to come to receive the awards on behalf of the teams, and those team members who are here today to stand up, please. I'll start with the Science IT group. It offers world-class computational infrastructure services. They employ agile methods, allowing them to tackle complex tasks quickly and with an open mind, supporting our research. The group has also embraced the computational capacity requirements necessary for teaching modern AI methods. Congratulations. The other shared recipient of the Success Enabler Award is Aalto AI Assistant. Aalto AI Assistant is now available to all Aaltonians, including both students, faculty, and staff. It provides a compliant and Aalto-aligned tool for enhancing and speeding up day-to-day work in both education, research, and services. Congratulations. The next award is the Community Award, yhteisöpalkinto. It is an initiative or action that has truly built a sense of community and brought Aalto people together for new ideas and innovations. And this year, the Community Award goes to Tempaus. So could I ask Arno Sulin, Adam Foster, Monica Österberg from AI Doctor Pilots, and Samuel Kaski from Ellis Institute to come up front to receive the award in behalf of the teams. And any team members who are here today, please stand up. I'll start with the doctoral education pilots. They have been a really big success. Both researchers and services have worked together in an unprecedented way across schools and units, and also with other universities across Finland. The joint effort led to great visibility and attracted over 4,000 applicants for the 178 doctor positions that Aalto received with the funding. It strengthened company partnerships and improved both recruitment and doctor study processes. And Monica. Congratulations. Onnea. And then Ellis Institute Finland, which our Minister of Science and Culture already mentioned several times, is a leading initiative that positions Finland as a major European AI hub. It draws top researchers across disciplines and attracts industry interest, creating a thriving ecosystem of experts and collaborators that cements Finland's role in this important field. Next is Education Impact Award, Opetusvaikuttaja. It is an initiative or action that has boldly used new forms of cooperation in developing the university's teaching and the training of new game changers for Finnish society. This year, the Education Impact Award goes to Aalto University Junior. Could I ask Veli-Matti Ikavalko to come and receive the award on behalf of the team and those team members who are here today again to stand up, please. Now, Aalto University Junior has made a significant step change in reaching over 30,000 school children across Finland annually, encouraging interest in art, technology and business. Their approach inspires young people throughout the country and supports future student enrollment at Aalto University. It also forms an important part of our life-wide learning agenda. Aalto Junior is also commendable for its emphasis on encouraging children from immigrant backgrounds, aiding their integration and ensuring that all aspiring young people feel that they have a place in higher education. The next award is a new one, but an important one for Aalto's mission. Innovation Impact Award, Innovaatiovaikuttaja. That is an initiative or action that has fostered Aalto's innovation and entrepreneurship culture, or created a unique idea, concept, or method for societal benefit. And the first this year's Innovation Impact Award goes to Jan Prax and Aalto Satellites Ecosystem. Jan here will receive the prize on behalf of the team, and the rest of the team members are standing up there. So, for researchers with a passion for entrepreneurship, the sky is the limit, or not the limit in this case. Professor Jan Prax and his colleagues within the Aalto satellite ecosystem have been pivotal in transforming the Finnish space cluster into a European leader. Their efforts, which also include the European Space Agency Innovation Programme, have supported the growth of over 200 companies in the field. And what's special is that researchers and students have collaborated in revolutionary projects, and the resulting expertise has created both a strong cluster of knowledge and innovative companies that are trusted by both government and corporate customers worldwide. Onneksi olkoon. And last but not least, Act of the Year, vuoden Aalto-teko. It is an initiative or action that has made a big difference for Aalto University's success in the past year. And this year, the Act of the Year award goes to Marsio Launch. Could I ask Jessica Sinikoski, Markus Korhonen, and Jarmo Vilander to come and receive the award on behalf of the teams, and those team members who are here again to stand up. And as you can see, the team is big, and it's only a part of you who were able to make it today. The launch of Marsio, some of you might see Marsio today. The new heart of collaboration on our campus demonstrates that together we indeed achieve more than any one of us could accomplish alone. Marsio building now serves as a hub for advanced technology and supports multidisciplinary research, art and education. It acts as Aalto University's window to the world, inviting new connections and conversations, and is the new home of both Aalto Studios and Aalto Shop. The development of the ground force events, activities and services reflects a dynamic pilot-driven approach that makes Aalto more open and accessible to the whole society than ever before. Marsio came to life thanks to the dedication of countless experts across Aalto, including Aalto Campus and Real Estate Acre, Aalto Studios, various schools, communication services, security and lobby services, Aalto IE and teacher services, all collaborating together across functions. Congratulations. Palataan nekin. Moi. Let's give one big round of applause to all award recipients. Thank you for your great work, everyone.
Thank you, Christina, and many congratulations to all the winning teams. Our warm thanks also to Ilkka, Otto, Minister Talvitie, and Sakari, the musicians Heikki, Hugh, and Markus, and to all of you who have been part of Aalto Day One celebrations. Let's keep inspiring each other in the future as well.
Avajaisseremonia täällä U2-salista on nyt lopuillaan. Lähetän tässä kohtaa lämpimät kiitokset verkkolähetystä seuranneille. Kampuksella olevan yleisön kanssa jatkoimme Marsioon vastaanotolle ja sieltä edelleen Aalto Partyin, Alvar Aallon puistoon. Salista poistuu ensin professoreiden kulkue ja sen jälkeen muu yleisö. Kiitos myös riemualumnit. Mahtavaa, että pääsitte mukaan juhlimaan. Teidän ohjelmanne jatkuu täällä U2-salissa, joten jäätte tähän istumaan paikoillenne.
At this point, many thanks to everyone who joined the ceremony online. Have a lovely rest of the afternoon. For those here on campus, we'll soon continue with the reception in Marcio, followed by the Aalto party in Alvar Aalto Park. Let's wait that the professor's procession leaves first, and then the rest of us can follow. And now, it's time to officially open the new academic year. Ilkka and Sakari, the honor is yours.
We leave these here.
Lovely to be opening the year here with you, Ilkka.
Yeah. Likewise, it's great to see so many new and old faces and meet again. And big thanks for the students and student union to living up the campus culture and strengthening the togetherness of the community.
Well, we couldn't do it without our university here, and we are really grateful for all the effort all our professors and teaching faculty put into all that happens throughout the year.
Yeah, I think it's time to open the...
Let's open the new academic year.
Yeah. So, dear Aaltonians, it gives me great pleasure to declare the new academic year open. Hyvää uutta lukuvuotta. Ja önskar er alla en riktigt gott nytt läsår. Yes. Okay.